So, hi everyone, as you can see we're back here today with the Justice League review movie video, and I have my handy dandy notes right here. I've already did like 2 takes of this. But first on the bat, let's get straight into it. I love the Justice League movie. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it not for the bad things about it. A lot of people have put a lot of negative things out, a lot of people have said things. I loved it for the good and the fan service that it did give us, the fans. We really enjoyed it. I loved it. Everyone enjoyed it. If you're a comic book lover, I hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, like I could enjoy Batman vs Superman. I know I shouldn't, but some parts I do enjoy a lot more than I should. So in that aspect, Justice League is the same, whereas it has a lot less flaws. So straight off the bat, I'm going to get in some good points and some bad points. But the first point is I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. A lot more than what I thought I was going to, you know, that's saying something because I'm a big DC fan. I just knew a lot of the things beforehand going into this film, hoping that they were going to turn out. So the bad thing that I didn't think was going to actually work in was Batman's cowl. What the hell was going on with Batman's cowl? Around here, around the chin area, the first set, at the start of the movie, brilliant. Halfway through, very good, you know, he has a skinny cowl. By the end of it, I think something happens in the middle and he gets grabbed. You get a really good close-up of the mask, and it's just there's a lot less room around here. I would say work with the negative space of what you have. With Affleck's chin, he has that really strong chin, so yeah, the cowl was really weird. It just put me off it. I loved how he looked. They even did an undersuit tactical shirt, you know, you actually seen the under tactical shirt of the Batsuit, which was so good. The cowl just put me off a lot of the time, so thin is better. That's what I would say, the thinness around the chin area. But let's get into the storyline. The storyline of the Justice League is, like everyone knows, a big bad comes, which is Steppenwolf. He has to get 3 objects together to terraform the Earth to pave the way for Darkseid. Darkseid is the big bad, like the Thanos of the Marvel Universe. He is the big bad that we are waiting for. He's what we're going to get. Steppenwolf is his just scout, let's say. He is his recon mission. He has to pave the way for him. So he has to get 3 mother boxes together that were here beforehand centuries ago, put this together, terraform the Earth, and this will basically be Darkseid's easy entry. He didn't know about the Justice League. He knew, like we got in the trailer, we got no Kryptonians, no Lanterns. We have something about the film in that. I will not spoil it. Spoilers will be at the end. But yeah, we get hints of shit went down centuries ago. They pushed Darkseid back, and now he's back to do it again. The Kryptonian is gone. All the heavy duty people are gone, and what we're left with is basically the Justice League. So Batman, Wonder Woman, they have to form these metahumans, these ultimate warriors of the centuries. It works. It works really well. What we ended up getting was cut up. The storyline was 4 hours to 3.5 hours worth of footage, storyline, dialogue. The whole lot got cut out for 1 hour 50 minutes. So 1 hour 50 minutes from 3.5 to 4 hours. That is a lot of cutout time, a lot of dialogue, and a lot of story. The storyline we got was completely different, so I hope we get the other versions, because I know there was a lot of Steppenwolf backstory, there was a lot of Wonder Woman and Themyscira. So the Amazonians, their backstory, that was a lot of played into it. The Atlanteans' backstory was played into it a lot. The humans, not really. Cyborg's backstory was sort of cut out. So I have down here cut up, but still works. It leaves us confused, but it still works. We get the League at the end of the day. We get all these characters coming together in a very good way. It's not choppy, it's not weird. We don't have a lot of good plot holes. Then we get to the plot holes that I was worried about and confused was Mother. Steppenwolf keeps referring throughout the film to a mother, which in the comics and mythos I didn't know about is the essence inside the mother box. There is this person maybe above Darkseid, maybe along the same lanes of Darkseid with the same power. And yeah, Steppenwolf originally was going to try and release Mother from the mother boxes to take over Darkseid. That is awesome, because Steppenwolf was lacking in the villain department. If he had have, you know, diverted from the plan, had his own tactics, it would have made him a lot more villainous, a lot more stronger as a character, I think, you know, more independent. In the movie, he's just sort of here, there, I do my mission, I do my story, I take the people out that I can, and when certain people show up I can't handle, then I'm basically done for. that is the plot that Steppenwolf plays. I thought he would have had a much, like if Aquaman, you know, had jumped up, punched him, Wonder Woman had got him a good shot, and he just diverted from the plan. But the whole time in the movie, he's on course, he's on mission. Centuries, obviously that is maybe manipulated, brainwashed, I don't know, maybe he's just a warrior with a mission, like a soldier, like Punisher and stuff. But I would have loved to see him divert on his own independent mission, you know, his independent thing as a villain. Try and take out some few people, you know, have his own tactics, have his own agendas. But yeah, he still worked. I still have it here. Still works. Steppenwolf does work. They didn't just flesh him out like I thought they would. But the team, assembling the team. So the team is the Flash, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Cyborg, and Batman. I have ticks here all beside their names because they were all executed brilliantly, in my opinion. Honestly, in my opinion, Wonder Woman was done very good, very honourable. She was, in BVS, she was disheartened. I don't want to come back to men. The world of man has broken my heart once or twice. These are animals. And this is just a lot more. I want to save people. I want to do the job. I'm here. I'm there. Done. Flash is very good. Flash is just his witty humour, his witty tactics, the things he does. It's brilliant. I love actually how the Flash interacts with the team, how he comes across in the suit. Some things in the movie that I'll tell at the end. He just surprises me a lot. Ezra Miller, I knew was going to do good. He's like the glue sort of what holds this team together. You know, he's the kid they all have to take care of, let's just say. Then there's Aquaman. Aquaman was very very strong, very, you know, masculine. I knew Jason Momoa was going to bring that to the character. I thought Jeff Johns would have maybe wanted to go for his lineage a bit more, you know, because Jeff Johns wrote that whole story arc of Atlantis and the King, and this is your plot. But he did play up his human side a lot more than what I thought he would have played up his Atlantean side, you know, the king, the real royal guard kind of stuff. But yeah, he'll work his way into that. I know we'll get that in the Aquaman movie. He was amazing. Cyborg, I would have thought the character would have been fleshed out a lot more. The language thing, I loved. They played into he is a part of Darkseid, Apocalypse. He is connected to the mother boxes. But I thought it was going to be fleshed out a lot more. A lot of his story was cut out. But yeah, they got into it. They got there. They got to the point. He was straightforward. He did his mission. He did his job. Thought there would have been a more struggle. You know, you would have seen him, the armor affect him a lot more. In the animated cartoon, it really did show that, or animated movie, you know, the new 52 Justice League War. It affected his body and his physical side a lot more, and his mental side, than even what it did in this movie. I don't know if they were banking on people watching that and then maybe hopefully watching this, but they did adapt it well, where he did just have a brief talk with his father and say, you're not having a foreign alien language inside your head, you're not having all these body parts and things mechanicalizing, and that just switched off right there. Give me 2 seconds. So, yeah, that's basically, Cyborg was, I would have thought that they would have did the relationship with him and Apocalypse a lot more. Maybe he would have got visions, he would have knew what they were planning. He gets a vision of Darkseid, or he sees him. Granny Goodness, I thought would have been maybe played into it. I thought when they mentioned Mother that it would have been Granny Goodness. But no. Fair play, they're probably keeping that for the next movie. We'll get everything in the next thing. It still all worked. Honestly, the relationship that Cyborg had with the team, with Apocalypse, with the mother boxes, it was all done very straightforward and to the point. Danny Elfman's soundtrack. So the soundtrack to this, we hear the dun, 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 the Batman Returns, Batman 1989 score, and the animated series score. I think it was using Mask of the Phantasm as well. But it was there. It was, as soon as my ears just perked up. I have very big ears, but they perked up straight away. I fanboyed out. I felt like a child again, sitting in the cinema watching Batman cartoon. Honestly, when Gordon just looks up at him and he's on the gargoyle, he jumps down, the way he glides down, it was awesome. The way that the soundtrack just transitioned into, when Wonder Woman and Flash showed up, it just transitioned into something else. It just works so well for me. You hear it a couple of times throughout it, so very good. As he said, Danny Elfman, I don't know why they didn't use it for all. It is the quintessential Batman sound. If you want to bring that back and get the nostalgia, that's what you use. It's simply put. The scenes and humor did work, but were flat at points. So I have that written down here. The humor, you could tell obviously Joss Whedon made some jokes, Zack Snyder had some jokes, maybe some of the actors threw in something then and there, I don't know. The humor was brilliant, the interactions were very good, some of it fell flat. Sometimes I just found myself sitting there going, oh, they're going to do it. Yes, it hit, bang, let me see what happens next. I never found myself going, oh, I'm bored. Except for maybe the reactor plant when all the parademons were coming out and Steppenwolf, you know, was doing his thing. As I say, Steppenwolf was pretty straightforward. He had a plot, he did it. He didn't really deviate from that himself. So it kind of just bored me, whereas I thought if they maybe went their own independent way, you know, maybe got a few parademons to go hunt some people down on his own, it would have been good. I don't know. But yeah, it was still brilliantly. The humor the Fleisch really brings to it is good. Batman, I have it written down here, is a complete attitude change. So he actually brings some humor to some scenes. Sometimes he's good, he's bad. He's never like the way he is in BVS. He's never rough and gruff. Except no, he's not. No, not just recalling it now. He's not. I like it. I just want the gruffiness a bit more. I want the huskiness, because I'm still on the main track of maybe Justice League Doom, the Babylon Protocol, you know, Batman making these protocols for all these superpowered individuals where he has to take them out. So he is still in that mindset of they are a threat. I may have a super group of friends right now, but these people are a threat if they ever do F up. So yeah, I think he still needs to be in that mindset sort of. So, but works for what we need to. We need it to be a buddy friend thing, because he brings all these buddy friends together, and there's no point in him bringing all these people together if he's not going to be friendly himself. So yeah, I got all that. Superman, let's just get on to Superman. Spoiler before we get into anything, people know already, if you've already watched the movie, you see him in the posters, you see him in all the things. He is in the movie. He has a weird face, weird comeback, weird excuse, but at the end it still worked. Now that's saying a lot. He has a weird face because the mustache, they had the CGI out his mustache because he's keeping that for the 007 Bond movie here. He is the villain in that, so he needs to maybe have a mustache to be more villainous. I don't know. The weird comeback, spoiler alert right now, the comeback, they get one of the mother boxes, they reconfigure that Cyborg. Again, they do have that relationship between Apocalypse, the mother boxes, Cyborg. They get him to configure that. They also use Fleisch to power it up, so he like goes to the end of the hallway or the ship, darts straight to it, and he has to hit it exactly when it hits the water with lightning. So it's amazing the way they do it. It is so good the way it turns out. I thought it would have been evil Superman for a lot more of the movie. Glad it wasn't. It was just weird when he came back and he had Batman by the... That's where you seen the cowl. This is the spoiler. He had the cowl, you could just see it was really fat along the face. It was like the cartoon, so the cartoon just comes like straight up the neck. They don't have a neck whatsoever in the cartoon, it's just all cowl, sort of like Tim Burton's Batman. But in the Dark Knight, he has a cowl, a neck piece, and you can just see the way it all attaches. I thought they should have went like that. But yeah, overall, that's the way it sort of turns out. You can see it close up when Superman has it, but he says then, "Do you bleed?" The one-liner, I heard it's from Zack Snyder also, so original line from Zack Snyder, he knew what he was doing, brilliant. If Henry Cavill just had looked a bit better, it would have been so good. Still, it was all worked out. Superman was amazing. This is the first time I watched the movie and went, Jesus Christ, the Blue Boy Scout is actually real. I've never watched the Superman ever, any iteration, and went, he is just here to be, it's like Captain America. Captain America is here to be Captain America. He's just there to be good, truth, righteous, to catch the bad guy, to be strong. Whereas this Superman, this Captain America in the movies, they actually have personalities. They're here. They're not just there to be the alright, you know, righteous person, the hero. They do have motives and backstory. They're here because they genuinely are real fleshed out characters. Superman was a good fleshed out character. The way he dodged Steppenwolf's punches just with ease and then hit him. There was no struggle of, what will I do? Will I hurt him? Will I get him? No, he did his job. He did what he needed to do. The civilians, another spoiler, There were civilians. Cyborg could hear it through his ear. Flash darted off. He was going to save one. Superman knew there was more, and he says it's not going to be enough. Left the team like that. Just went. He knew that they're superpowered individuals. They can handle themselves. If they didn't, it wasn't his fault. He would have felt bad. But the civilians come first. He just ditched and saved civilians. A building full of civilians. Spoiler. I just have to talk about spoilers. But yeah. Flash saved one car full of people. He smiles, high fives the little girl, and then Superman just flies by with a building full of people. Not a competition, they still did their jobs. That is what is essential at the end of the day. That's what I love. It's so good. The way that they just work off each other, and then, so Superman still worked out. That's my whole thing. Superman still worked out, and he actually made me believe. You know, he brought back hope to me. I just wish he had looked better. Steppenwolf had too many motives or not enough. So he just had to do straightforward things here, there. He was talking to Mother. We didn't really know what he was on about. But as I say again, I wish he just would have had maybe more motives, not enough. It just wasn't that fleshed out. I wish that, because I've seen Steppenwolf and Darkseid's crew and things, the old and new gods. They are big, badass people you don't mess with. Let's just say right now, you don't fuck with these people. These entities, these all beings. But in this, it came down to a handful of people. Not really. They did put out their best, but they didn't really have to push their best, if you get me. Batman didn't really have to, explode the fox and, clip off the cape and have it explode and just throw the utility belt that he was wearing and make it blow up. Cyborg didn't have to, go through all the modes, like he make two giant cannons with his arms and a giant cannon into his chest like that. They didn't push themselves yet, so I can't wait to see when they push themselves. And then Apocalypse, just a brief thing. I wish we had seen Apocalypse. I wish we had got a brief glimpse in all the Avengers films. Not that I'm pushing them, but we do get to see Thanos in his chair. We do get to see people on Thanos's planet, Comet Kingdom thingy. People addressing him and talking to him. I just wish we had seen maybe Granny Goodness, Darkseid's son, Steppenwolf, one of the newer old gods talking to Darkseid and just doing something. But I think they would have maybe thought that was too Thanos-y. I made up a word. Or Marvel, that's like all the Marvel movies, they end with Thanos. So I get it. I get why you didn't do it. So it's just a personal thing. I would have loved to see him, because we've seen the Omega signs, the Omega and Alpha symbols that Darkseid is famous for. Then the served purpose of team building. So this whole film was just based to get the team together. It brought the team together. The villains were okay. The team was brilliantly all done. I just wish Superman had it was very good the way he came back and he had Bruce, but he just switched to a 180 straight away. Complete attitude change. Fair play. I don't know if that was the whole point of Lois is the key. So in Batman vs Superman, Flash shows up and he tells him Lois is the key, but he says he is too soon. I know that is from Flashpoint. I know that that is the universe that Superman kills Joker, Lois Lane dies, and Superman takes over the world. That is that universe. That is the time that Flash is from. So that does happen eventually. So something hopefully changes, or we do get to change what does happen in the future. We don't get to that. But yeah. If you go back and watch that scene, this just makes it all look so much better now that we get to actually see the Flash fleshed out, now that we get to see the team coming together. Ezra Miller saying, am I too soon? And then he realizes he's too soon. You have to find us, Bruce. Maybe he's saying you have to find us and unite us together, or he's actually saying you need to find me in this different alternate timeline. You need to tell the Barry of your time now. Start pushing the gears, start running fast in alternate timelines so that he can come to my timeline, save me, and you can help us do something, because all our Justice League is effed. That's what I hope they build up to, because Flashpoint's coming to it. And yeah, let's go to fan service. Was on point. The fan service at the end, Joss Whedon threw in another spoiler, Superman and Flash racing. Another callback that he says Bruce, Flash has a hang up on brunch. What is it? Is it lunch? Is it breakfast? What do you do with it? Who do you go with? He's not going to stand in line for 1 hour just to eat. He has a metabolism burning. And then at the end, Superman, when they're going to race, Superman does say, maybe you're kicked off the team. And Barry's like, oh no, that's harsh, because he needs friends. And then Superman says, no, well, Bruce did say you have to bring us to brunch. And he just says, that's cold. So a lot of good fan dialogue, a lot of good, interactions personally between the characters. It's not just about, oh, what will the fans like. They're building their own little relationship between each other, which I like. I love that. The cinematic was, I think, so some of the cinematics were lost in the vision. Some of the cinematics, some of the holdover story were lost in the vision of bringing these people together. The bigger scope of things was in grasp. It was there. It was still in, it was conscious in the room, but I don't think it was executed in the room. Let's spoiler talk. A Green Lantern was in this century-old battle between Themyscira, Atlanteans, humans, and Steppenwolf came down and tried to do this once centuries ago, maybe millennia ago. But it didn't work out. Atlanteans, as I say, Amazonians, humans, and every other thing else, superpowered beings and gods, they came together, helped, and pushed him back. This is the same thing over and over again, thousands of years later, but only a Green Lantern was present. He helped them, like we're going to get Hal Jordan and stuff. And I think that if they had just maybe showed us a bit more of that, because when that scene showed up, I know I shit myself. I grabbed my chair and I went, holy shit, they did it. They're actually going for it. They're showing it. It just gives us confidence as fans, as movie goers, as viewers, what we're going to get to see. But yeah, the vision was there. Cinematics, I just sort of think weren't executed. It was conscious in the room. Hopefully it's still conscious in the room. Hopefully the dream, the flame is still alive for all this big universe stuff. But I just hope that they execute it well. Please, please, please just keep it. That scene was so good. Straight after that, can still be brought back. I have it down here, can still be brought back. In no means, way, shape or form. Another spoiler that I want to talk about, when they asked Superman, this is my personal thing, fan theory that I'm going to do a video on. Superman, when they asked him to bring back, what was it like when he died or when he came back, he says it was like an itch. Like an itch. And what do you do with an itch? You scratch an itch. So I think Superman, when he was coming back, he scratched that itch, and he scratched a few more times than he should have, and caused a few more itches. In reality, could have Superman broke some sort of reality? Could he have went through some things, broke a couple of things, and brought back some boy wonder that got bit with a crowbar, buried alive? Could he have come back from the dead? I don't know. Maybe he affected some reality in developing these things. I don't know. But that was just a line that obviously you have to address. What is it like when you die? What does it feel like? But I just think that line was put there specifically, hopefully, for that. It was like an itch. Just what do you do with an itch? You scratch it. And Superman scratches pretty hard. He hit things pretty hard that affected reality, and maybe it changed a few things within our reality and others. Hopefully, I hope to God that's... Just do it, please. Can't wait for Flashpoint. And all that was good was good. They just need to be more aware of the characters' presence on screen. These characters were very good. They brought them together very well. They did everything brilliantly. Just the way some of the characters had a presence on screen that they should. Like when Aquaman walked into the sea, was drinking all the beer or the whiskey, whatever it was, and he just disappeared, and it came up, the saying, no standing on pier, drowning, that kind of stuff, be aware. That was all brilliantly done. The shooting and rocketing off in the water, that was all good. Just the dynamic of everything. I think I'm just wrong about that point. That's just a personal gripe. I am wrong about that, but I just would have loved to seen a lot more, comic dynamics, like comic angles, comic, things where in the comics it would have been drew, a comic artist would have drew it like that. I would have loved to see the way a director put that, the way that comes up. So yeah, all of that was brilliantly done. Overall, I talked about this for 20 minutes now. Justice League has always been a special part of my love for comics. I love the Avengers, I've always loved Marvel, but DC and the Justice League have a special place right in here. So yeah, I personally I just love these characters so much. They were done so well. I enjoyed it. I'm going back to see it this week again. I'll probably go and see it for a third time. And yeah, overall guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed me rambling on about these characters. I know A lot of people maybe feel differently. If you go and watch all the backlash that this film's getting, I don't think it deserves it, but that's just personally, that's me. So yeah, I can't watch The Dark Knight Rises because I think it's plain. I watch this, colours, humour, characters that I love. It's a brilliant jumping off point. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. From me, everyone here at Ireland, I've been talking shit for I think over 20 minutes. As always, at your Geek Speak, you're awesome. Go watch Justice League, go watch whatever movie you want, and leave down below whatever your thoughts are. Negative, positive, I don't know. Just leave some feedback, and yeah, leave a like on the video if you liked it. Make your own video on the review. And please, please go see Justice League. If not, go watch Marvel. Love you all. Go watch Netflix series on Punisher. And I am done. Bye guys.